Hola niños y niñas, hoy vamos a seguir trabajando con dinero como lo hemos estado haciendo. La diferencia de hoy es que hoy vamos a trabajando con una palabra nueva, que es borrowing o pedir prestado. Eso es cuando tú, por ejemplo, quieres comprar alguna cosa. Vamos a suponer que quieres comprar una pelota que cuesta $10 y tú solo tienes $5. Entonces le puedes pedir a alguien que te preste $5 y de esa manera tú compras la pelota y después le pagas a esa persona. Ok, entonces ese va a ser el tema del día de hoy. Antes de empezar con el tema, quisiera que repasáramos algo de la semana pasada. Vamos a hacer un poquito de memoria, ¿ok? Entonces vamos a empezar recordando. We're going to start doing this. Two word problems. So first, what we have to do is to find or circle the numbers. So I'm going to read the problem first, and then I'm going to do cubes. The first problem is, Jackson has $28 in the bank. He makes a deposit of $3. Now he has, I don't know, in the bank. Okay, circle the numbers. We have 28 and 3. Underline the question. Here we cannot find a question, but this is what we have to do. Now he has how much money in the bank? Box the keywords. Jackson has 28, that's important here. In the bank, he makes a deposit of 3. So now I know that he had 28 and then he makes a deposit of $3. So what I'm going to do now is he had $28 and he deposit. You remember what is deposit? Okay, deposit is to put more money in the piggy bank. So if he had 28 and he deposit 3, that means that he's putting another $3 in the bank. So now he has 28 plus 3. 3 is the same as 2 and 1, so 28 and 2 is 30, and 1 is 31. So now he has $31. So entering here, now he has $31. Okay, that was the first problem. Now we're going to work with the second problem. We're going to start with reading the problem. Lynn has $23 in the bank. She makes a withdrawal of 3. Now she has, I don't know, in the bank. So we start with circle the numbers. It's 23. Oh, well, it's okay. And 3. Now, underline the question. There is no question here, but what we have to do is, now she has, I don't know, in the bank. Now, keywords. Lynn has, that's the money she has in the bank. So she already has that money in the bank, and she makes a withdrawal. Withdrawal, do you remember what is withdrawal? Withdrawal, acuérdense que es sacar dinero cuando vas al cajero, por ejemplo. So her new amount of money, or the new money she has in the bank now is, she had 23, but she had $23. Then she makes a withdrawal. So she retired $3. Now she has 23 minus 3 is 20. So her new money is $20 in the bank. Ok, ya repasamos lo que era deposit, que es ponerle más a tu cochinito, a tu piggy bank. Y ya recordamos también que era withdrawal, que es sacarle a tu piggy bank o al banco. Okay, now we're going to work the next page. Okay, continuing with this page is 722 of your Texas Go Math, Volume 2. So here it says that sometimes people borrow money when they need money than they have. And then we have an example here. Brian has 45 cents. He wants to buy a pen that costs 85 cents. How much money does he need to borrow? O sea, están preguntando cuánto dinero tiene que conseguir Brian, porque él quiere comprar algo que cuesta 85 centavos, pero él solo tiene 45, entonces le falta dinero. Tiene que pedir prestado, ¿ok? Cuando tú pides prestado, quiere decir que tú vas a regresar ese dinero, no te lo están regalando, te lo están prestando, ¿ok? Entonces vamos a empezar a hacer este word problem que tenemos aquí, ¿ok? Dice aquí, Brian has $45, circle the numbers. He wants to buy a pen that costs 85 cents. Okay, so we now know that he has 45 cents and he needs 85 cents. Now, underline the question. How much money does he need to borrow? ¿Cuánto tiene que conseguir prestado? Now, box the keywords. Brian has, es el dinero que él tiene, has 45 cents. He wants to buy a pen, wants, cost 85 cents. ¿Ok? Entonces podemos pensar como si hiciéramos aquí un number line. Si hiciera yo aquí un number line. ¿Ok? Yo aquí puedo ver que Brian tiene 45 centavos. ¿Ok? Entonces él, por decir aquí hay 45 centavos. Él tiene 45. Ya los tiene. Pero él quiere comprar algo que cuesta 85. Cuesta hasta acá. Entonces, ¿cuánto dinero le falta? Obviamente, le falta el dinero que va desde aquí hasta acá, ¿verdad? Desde aquí hasta acá. Porque él ya tiene, de aquí para acá él ya lo tiene. Esto él ya lo tiene. Desde el 0 hasta el 45 ya lo tiene. Le falta del 45 al 85. So what we have to do here is to subtract 85 minus 45. So we have 5 minus 5 is 0. 8 minus 4 is 4. So he needs to borrow 40 cents. He needs to borrow 40 cents. Or in dollars that is $0 and 4 dimes or 40 cents. Okay, so 40 cents is the same as 0.4. Okay, we're going to solve the next problem. We start with cubes. Wendy has 75 cents. She wants to buy a snack that costs 90 cents. How much money does she need to borrow? Okay, Wendy has 75. She wants to buy a snack that costs 90 cents. That was my circle the numbers. Now, underline the question. How much money does she need to borrow? Ella tiene que pedir dinero prestado porque cuesta 90 y ella nomás tiene 75. Now, keywords. Wendy has and she wants to buy a snack that costs 90. Now we can solve. The snack is 90 cents. But she already has 75. So it's 90 minus 75. That equals 2. Let's do it here. Vamos a hacerlo aquí en un ladito. So we got 90 minus 75. ¿Cuánto nos da esto? 0 minus 5, I can't, so I have to ask the neighbor. So this is going to be 10 now, and this is going to be 8, because this 9 has to give 1 to the 0. So now we have 10 minus 5 is 5, and this 9 now is 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. So she needs 15 cents. 15 cents. If I want to write the number as dollars, this is $0 and 1 dime and 1 nickel, or 15 cents. We're going to solve question number 2. But to do that, I have to erase that part. Okay, so let me erase this part. Okay. So next question. We start with reading the problem. Okay. So the problem says, Carl has $4. He wants to buy a book that costs $6. How much money does he need to borrow? So he has 4 and the book cost 6. That was circle the number. Underline the question. How much money does he need to borrow? Keywords. Carl has 4. He wants to buy a book that costs 6. Okay. So he has 4. The book is 6. So what he has to do to find the answer is 6 that cost the book minus 4 that he has equals 2. To what? Is $2, not 2 cents. Okay. In cents, $2 equals to 200 cents. $2 because 6 minus 4 is 2. Okay. Next question. We're going to start reading the problem. Molly shares her snack with Ted. Is this an example of borrowing? Explain. Okay. Well, we don't have to use here because we don't have numbers. It's just what we think here. Okay, so let's see. Molly shares her snack. She's sharing her snack. So she is not borrowing. Is this an example of borrowing? No. No, this is not an example. Because when we are borrowing, you have to give back the money, or in this case, she is food, so she has to pay back. It's sharing, no selling, okay? No, because she doesn't need to pay back. Okay, that's it. Next question. Describe an example of when you borrow something. Okay. You give me the example. Sometimes you borrow pencils in the school. So when you borrow, they have to give you back the pencil. Okay? Okay, let's do the next page. Okay, this is page 723 of your Texas Math book, volume 2. And we're going to start solving the question number 5. We got to read the problem first, then we start solving. Okay? So the problem says, Gino has 63 cents. He wants to buy a puzzle that costs 95 cents. How much money does he need to borrow? So circle the numbers. He has 63 cents. He wants to buy a puzzle that costs 95. Now, the next is underline the question. How much money does he need to borrow? Now, we have to do the keywords. Gino has 63. He wants to buy a puzzle that costs 95. Now we can solve. Okay, so he wants, the puzzle is 95 cents. And he already has 63. So we got to subtract. Let's do it here in a site. So we have 95 minus 63. Then we have 5 minus 3 is 2. 9 minus 6 is 3. So this is 32. 32 what? It's 32 cents. So the correct answer is 32 cents. Okay, next question. We start reading the problem. Use information to solve. And we have some information here in the right side. Buy a toy that costs 35, buy a book that costs 6, buy a game that costs 30, buy a gift that costs 8. Okay, so we have Jenna has $5 today. She can earn 2 each week. Do you remember what is earn? You remember that earn is the money you make when you work for something. For example, when you help your mom and she pays you, that's earn. She's not just giving you the money. You are earning the money because you are doing something. Okay? So she can earn $2 each week by helping her mom. Okay. Now, let's see what the problem says. Look at the list of 4 choices, these 4 choices. Which choice is an example of a good reason for Jane to borrow money? Which choice is an example of a good reason for Jane to borrow money? Okay. And then keywords. She has 2. She can earn 2. Okay. So now what's a good reason to borrow money? So for example, I'm thinking here, she has 5. Next week, she's gonna have 2 more. And next week, another 2. And next week, another 2. But imagine that how many weeks is she gonna take to earn 35? So it's 35 minus the money she has, minus 5. She needs 30, so it's a lot of money. 30 in $2 each week, it's gonna take a lot of weeks. So maybe it's not a good idea to buy that. Then she has another option is to buy a book that costs $6. Well, maybe that's a good example because she already has 5 and the book is 6. So she just have to borrow $1 and she's going to be able to pay back next week because she's going to earn $2. So this is a very good option. Buy a book. Buy a game that costs 30 is the same than the first option. Is like you have to work too many weeks to make all this money. And this option to buy a gift that costs 8, well, that's an option too. She got to at a party, for example, she's going to buy a gift for her friend. Then she already has 5 and she just needs $3 to get 8. Okay, so you explain which one do you like more? You explain me and write it here, please. Next question, question 7. Which of the 4 choices might be a bad reason for Jenna to borrow money? Okay, now you have to explain me which of these is a bad reason and explain why, please. How long would it take for Jenna to earn enough money to pay back the money that she had borrowed for this? So you give me a bad reason and how many weeks is it going to take her to pay back? Okay. So now we're going to do the next page. Okay, this is page 724, Texas Goldman, volume 2. We're not going to do all the problems, just 8 and 11. And then you complete the next 2 pages, the 725 and 726. So and you're going to start problem 8, page 724. Okay, 724. Wesley wants to buy a game that costs 84 cents. He has 59 cents. How much money would he need to borrow to buy the game? Okay, we start with circle the numbers. The game costs 84. He has 59. So he doesn't have enough money. He needs to borrow some money. Now, let's do the question. How much money would he need to borrow to buy the game? Okay, now keywords. Ones that cost 84 and he has 59. Okay, so let's try to solve this problem. The game is 84. 84. And he has 59. So we got to subtract. And then we solve. 4 menos 9. ¿Podemos hacer 4 menos 9? No, we can do 4 minus 9. So we have to ask the neighbor. So this is going to be 14. And this 8 now is going to be 7. So no more 8, no more 4. 14 minus 9. We have 9. Put 9 in your head and then put your fingers. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It was 5. And then we have 7 minus 5 is 2. So he needs to borrow 25 cents. Okay, last question. Question number 11. We're going to start reading the problem. Andrea has 46 cents. She wants to buy a marker that costs 72 cents. How much money does she need to borrow? We're going to start with circle the numbers. Andrea has 46 and the marker cost 72. Now underline the question. The question is, how much money does she need to borrow? Now, box the keywords. Andrea has 46. She wants a marker that costs 72. Okay, now we can solve. We can say that the marker is 72, but she just had 46. So we got to subtract to see how much more she needs. Okay, so can we do 2 minus 6? Or can I borrow 6 from 2? No, so we have to ask the neighbors. So this is going to be 12, but then this is going to be 6. So no more 7 here, no more 2 here. 12 minus 6 is 6, because 6 and 6 is 12. 6 minus 4 is 2. So she needs to borrow 26 cents. And that's it. Now what you have to do is the next 2 pages. You got to do page 725 is this one. You have 3 problems here. And page 726 is this one with 4 more problems. So in all, you have to solve 7 problems. Ok, niños y niños, espero que hayan entendido todo lo que expliqué. Si no entendieron, vuelvan a ver el video. Y por favor, súbanlo a tiempo su trabajo. Ya no van a tener tiempo de estar haciendo trabajos atrasados. Ya cada día tienen que entregar su trabajo. No está tan difícil y no es tanto. Entonces, por favor, quiero que todos mañana mismo me completen su trabajo del día. ¿Ok? Bueno, gracias niños y mañana vuelvo a subir su video.